Oh yeah, the second character I had on the thumbnail, the great, the one and only Man at Arms. I even got my action figures here for the show and tell. Man at Arms. This is the original, not the new Origins, not any of this other stuff. This is the original 80s action figure, Man at Arms, conspicuously without a mustache, which was kind of silly, but it's because the toy was made before the cartoon and such. Man at Arms is a great father figure. And I just, everybody's talking about the Masters of the Universe Origins characters, which are great. I'm glad they exist, but they just don't. Nothing will ever measure up to the classic original He-Man characters. I've got more behind me there. Ram Man, Merman, Tila, Evelyn, all the great characters back there. Nothing will match up to these. These were just great. And that's where anytime I do get money for collecting or something like that, I want to put it in trying to get some of the originals, which are getting pricey, but building my connection to that. But Man at Arms, this is another adoptive father, right? So Jonathan Kent adopted young Clark. Man at Arms adopted Tila. And I'm just talking about the Filmation cartoon here. I know Man at Arms was very different in the mini comics, and I know comics done since that day have changed it around a little bit. For me, when it comes to heroes, He-Man rather, it's the Filmation universe and the comics that were inspired by that. But and actually truly kept with the legacy and spirit of it and didn't just kind of take it as an excuse. The whole spiritual successor thing is dumb. But Man at Arms was a soldier. You think about that, a soldier, not a family man, didn't have a wife, but a soldier who comes across this infant, Tila, and then is tasked with bringing her up by the sorceress. Think about the sacrifices made to be a single dad when you're a soldier. You're not a family man. You're a soldier. That's huge. That's a big deal to take that on. And he proves to be a wonderful father figure to Tila. And if you watch the Filmation He-Man, Tila is far, far from Little Miss Damsel in Distress. She's far from some sexualized sex kitten object. Not that at all. People just do not get the difference today between idealization and sexualization. Ideologues can't make that distinction at all. They're not smart enough. Their ideology doesn't allow them those kind of nuances and specifics because it's got the strictures around their thinking, that clamp down tight. Tila is a great character in the Filmation. She's fierce. She's the captain of the guard, for crying out loud. Man at Arms, Duncan is not captain of the guard. He's still there. He's the weapons expert and he's capable. Certainly, but Tila has that role, and Tila sometimes saves He-Man, and even the Filmation series, and it's not blown out of proportion. She's there to help. She's a capable hero, and you'd breathe a sigh of relief if she came to your rescue, But she's not He-Man. She can't do what He-Man does, and even as a grown woman, as the captain of the guard, there's still a place for Duncan in her life. His fatherhood. If he's ever in trouble, she needs to save him because she needs to help him because he's her father. She loves him. She recognizes what his masculine energy gave her, what his masculine fatherly protection did for her, that fatherly love. These are not evil words. These are not bad words at all, like the ideologues try and tell you today. She's a wonderful, everything wonderful about Tila is because of Duncan's upbringing, He-Man's Man at Arms upbringing. The other fatherhood example for Duncan, though, and some people miss this, is how much of a father figure he is to Prince Adam. Now, Prince Adam has his father and mother there, King Randor, and King Randor is a good king, but because of the secret that Prince Adam has to keep, and he can't let people know that he's He-Man, he has to seem like quite adult to King Randor. He has to seem like unimpressed. An unimpressive child and someone who disappoints his father a lot. You can imagine how much that hurts. And we do see episodes where Prince Adam is really trying to impress or please King Randor with just his own Prince Adam, persona. Sometimes he can a little bit, sometimes he can't, but they have a weird relationship there because of the big secret. But Duncan, Man at Arms, is in on the secret. He knows. And he's a great character to a father figure to Prince Adam because he knows that Prince Adam is He-Man. And as He-Man, he relies on him. And this is something that you should see in a father for a grown man. You should see a recognition of the man that your child or the person that you're a father figure to has become. They're a man, and they are they are there to do things that even you can't. That's what they're there for. They're adults now. They're no longer completely beneath you and in need of every little bit of your protection. And Man at Arms realizes that, because Prince Adam is He-Man. He'll tells Adam it's time for He-Man, and we need He-Man, and he's completely recognizes that. But he's also there for Adam, especially in those moments when Adam is a little down because he doesn't have his father's approval, King Randor's approval. Duncan's there to step in and give him his own sort of fatherly approval. And I love that. It's subtle sometimes, but it's great. I love that. He's a great father figure to both Prince Adam and, of course, obviously Teela. And that goes to show, too, that it doesn't have to be a biological connection. All of the masculine energy, all of the abilities to be a father doesn't come from that biological connection to a child. Now that helps it along greatly, of course, but that should be and that it is in every man if the culture allows them to develop it. We're in a culture today that says there's nothing innately masculine or feminine about anybody, despite their genitalia, despite their biology. There's nothing remotely masculine or feminine about you. It's all culturally determined, and you can in fact just choose. You can choose. They've tried to separate the word gender from the word sex, which is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. If you're biologically sexually a male, then you are masculine. You have that ability in you, and that's what you should be cultivating, because that is how you are going to be the happiest. Religions have been telling us this for ages, but psychology will even tell us this now. If you follow some of Jordan Peterson's work and whatnot, he'll talk about, sometimes he uses the word masculine and feminine, sometimes he doesn't, but he's describing the same thing. Statistically, men are going to be happier when they are in service of, ideally, like a family. But even if they don't have a family, you take somebody who has no family, men are more likely to completely give themselves over to a company that they work for, completely give themselves over to work, because they're there to serve, to provide, to protect. That's just innately masculine, and that's how men are the happiest, whether that's in context of a family or anything like that. Because, you've got people who people who never marry, never have children. That doesn't mean they can't be fulfilled with this masculine energy. They have other outlets. Priests and whatnot, of course. So you've got that aspect. They're the spiritual fathers, fatherhood that is exhibited there. Maybe a person can have a vocation, like something that is sort of a service-oriented vocation. But even if it's just to a corporate company or whatever, they will give of themselves in service. And that's the masculine genius, whereas the feminine genius is to receive that service, receive that love, nurture it, and give it back, which literally is seen in childbirth, in a couple like that. But metaphorically, it doesn't always have to be in that respect. Obviously, women who don't have children or women who never marry or whatever are still capable of this. So it's not dependent on biological fatherhood, and Man at Arms always showed us this. I am calling it right now. Now, I don't know for absolute sure. I'm calling it right now, though, in the new Masters of the Universe Revelation series. I almost guarantee you Man at Arms is going to die in that cataclysmic battle that they're starting the whole series off with. The first 10 minutes or so of the episode, which they drew from for the trailer, which is going to try to look like the old show. You're going to have all the old characters in their costumes doing the thing, fighting Skeletor and all of that. But as the synopsis has blatantly told us, there's that cataclysmic battle in which they lose. They are scattered. Guarantee you Man at Arms is going to die in that battle. Or he's going to be wounded, or he's going to be somehow put out of commission to where he is not one of the characters that gathers again to restore things or whatever, to reclaim the power sword or whatever nonsense the show is going to do. I guarantee you they can't have him there, because the show is going to be Teela-centric. It's going to be all about Teela is woman, hear her roar, and all that nonsense. And the ideologues will not allow one of their wonderfully, Mary Sued up characters to be in any way beholden to a patriarchal father figure. No, she did it all by herself, no help from fathers at all. Or if there was help at one time, the fathers are dead and gone. I guarantee you he's either going to be killed off straight up, which I mostly think, or he's in some way going to be completely absent from the rest of the journeys. Wounded, gotten old, whatever. It's going to be, I guarantee it.